This is AM Agenda. Thanks for your company this morning. With me now, Labor frontbencher Sid Sidebottom and Liberal MP Josh Frydenberg. Gentlemen, good morning to you both.
Good
Sid, what do you make of this KPMG report? It seems to be critical of Fair Work Australia, but not debunking the outcomes of the overall report. That seems to be what Bill Shorten is saying. So the findings were that Craig Thomson does have answers that he needs to, or questions that he needs to answer in the civil courts. What do you make of it?
Well, not being a lawyer and just coming across this today, like everyone else, I suppose what it's made certain recommendations and suggestions about the process that Fair Work Australia undertook. And we're already moving on those. There are other proceedings taking place now, in Victoria for instance, and those processes need to take place. So the report said Fair Work Australia could have done things a hell of a lot better and faster and more efficiently and effectively, but we have other legal processes underway now, and they will take their course.
Apparently parts of the Act under which Fair Work Australia was operating were instituted by the former government. Do you think that there should be any accountability held by the lawmakers in the past who have come up with this scenario which has led to such a debacle?
Not at all. I think what this KPMG report has found is that there were insufficient prosecutors who were investigators within Fair Work Australia to look into these claims and allegations against Craig Thomson, that they didn't pursue all avenues of information. I think Erica Betts is absolutely right, Kieran, to say that Craig Thomson's a lucky boy, because if in fact they had pursued further avenues of information, the charges could have even been greater. But there are more than 150 findings from Fair Work Australia that haven't been challenged by this KPMG report. And at the essence of it is that the lower paid HSU workers have had hundreds of thousands of dollars of their own money misused, spent on prostitutes and a lavish lifestyle by Craig Thomson, and he has to be held to account on that.
This is something that I put to Craig Thomson earlier, that regardless of what happens in this from the Fair Work Australia investigation, or for that matter the police investigations, that the court of public opinion has decided on him, that they don't believe him.
Well,
that's true, isn't it?
Well, I don't know. I can't account for the court of public opinion. All I can say is that allegations are made. Those allegations must be tested. We have comments by the opposition making judgments already, and we have newspapers and commentators making judgments already. Allegations are made. They must be tested, and when they are tested, then I think people can arrive at, I think, conclusions that in fact have been on the public record and are tested. As such, and until then, they remain allegations.
But they're still taking the vote of Craig Thomson on the floor. I mean, this government is in power because of Craig Thomson's vote, and there's no getting away from that, Sid. That's why we as a coalition are saying we need to have a registered organisations commission to actually give voice to the thousands and thousands of workers who've had their money misused by the unions. We want to absolutely upgrade the legislation that's in place and the oversight.
Yeah. Well, natural justice says when allegations are made against you, me or anyone else, including Craig, that those allegations must be tested.
But he's not good enough for your party. Well, he's not good enough for your party, but he's good enough for your vote.
He has done nothing illegal.
Well, then take him back into the party.
He has done nothing illegal, but we also have standards in the Parliament that suggest that when standards may have been or have gone beyond what the public may regard as serious allegations, then in the Parliament...
But you're still taking his vote. He's not good enough for the party.
I'm giving you my answer.
Okay.
You've made a suggestion that Craig has not done anything illegal, has not broken any of the rules of the Parliament, but Craig has made the decision to sit on the crossbenches and has acted accordingly.
You put him there.
Has acted accordingly.
The Prime Minister pushed him there.
And Craig has made that decision and has done the right thing there.
Okay, well,
and we will await the processes that are now underway in terms of allegations. That is natural justice. That is only fair.
Okay, let's move on to the Slater and Gordon matter. The transcript reported on the front page of the Australian newspaper today. It's sloppy at best, isn't it, Sid Sidebottom? Wouldn't a statement by the Prime Minister clear it up?
Well, the Prime Minister, there have been no allegations of illegality. The Prime Minister has, and this has happened years ago, the firm itself has said that it's satisfied with the Prime Minister's response at that time, and when she was a partner in the firm.
Someone's drip-feeding this stuff, aren't they? The transcript,
well, surprise,
the information.
Surprise. Well, why would you be hardly surprised? There are people who want to do damage to this government and to this Prime Minister, and these people go about their business, and then others take it up, and it's presented right through the media, both social media and the more mainstream media, and people want to drag this stuff up to do damage.
Well,
I mean, that's the type of performance that's in the United States currently, and is now making its way into Australia. This is 17 years ago. No illegality. The firm themselves have made that statement.
Right, let's get Josh to respond to that.
Well, so this is much ado about nothing, right. A beat up.
Well, Peter Gordon has said, the former senior partner did say, as Sid has alluded to, that he believed at the time that Julia Gillard, as a senior lawyer at that point, deserved the benefit of the doubt.
Well, Rob McClellan, the former Attorney General, I point out to Sid, in the Gillard government, was the one who put this out there on the public record. So this is definitely blue on blue. But it doesn't matter if it's these Slater and Gordon allegations, or the sordid Craig Thompson allegations, or the backroom deals to get Peter Slipper in the chair, or the character assassination of Kevin Rudd. This is a tawdry, this is a rotten, this is a smelly government, Kieran, and it's time it's got to go. It has debased our democracy, Sid. What you've been getting up to is absolutely debased our democracy, and this is just another allegation that's actually been put out there by your own side that makes everybody in the public lose confidence in this minority government.
How do you know that it was put out there? This is in the Australian newspaper.
No, well, the Australian newspaper has been following it up, but it was actually Robert McClellan, the Attorney General in the Gillard government, who actually went under parliamentary privilege, went public with this information. He's the one who put it out there, Sid. You can't deny that.
I think what we've got here is a classic example of, it's a little bit like the economy. You've got an opposition who are determined to be negative. Well, it is. You just only have to listen to the language you just used then. When you look at the facts, it's like the economy. You've got an opposition who are determined to talk the economy down, to talk the government down, to talk to Julia Gillard down, and that's demonstrated by the behaviour in the House, it's demonstrated by the behaviour out of the House, and by Josh's, the use of his language and these images and the framing that they use, that this is the end of the world and Australia's finished as a country.
Who was attacking Tony Abbott yesterday for so-called his attitude towards women? Your side. I mean, let's not pretend that you're not playing the man the whole time.
We don't need to comment on Tony. You have to look at his behaviour, and a television camera can show you that behaviour in the House as well. So this silly talking. The Australian people must be absolutely pulling their hair out. This is the commentary that we're dealing with at the moment, when in actual fact, if you look at the record after 2 years, a strong economy, one of the best in the world. Well, it is, Josh, and you can't deny it, and all we've had from you blokes is no, negativity, and then the language you use, which we just heard on this program.
Josh, to wrap up, we've only got about 50 seconds left.
Well, we bequeath this government a great economy. We left you $70 billion in the bank and no government debt after paying $96 billion of Labor debt. That's now led to a position where we've got $145 billion debt. The interest alone would pay for an NDIS. This government is terrible in terms of its economic management, and it's even worse in terms of its integrity.
And you've got a $70 billion black hole, Josh. You can't even fill that hole in, let alone carry on with the language you are today.
On that positive note, why don't we just wrap up the conversation?
Indeed,
Sid Sidebottom, Josh Frydenberg,
thanks, Josh.
Thanks for your time. That's all for AIM Agenda. The news is next, as well as we're going to have live coverage